Hi, I'm Cara and welcome back to my channel. So today we're going to be making this gorgeous, I'm calling it a pop-out springy wedge card. So look, you've got wedges, sort of wedge shapes on the top. I saw this on Pinterest and YouTube, and I did look at a video by Melvin from Positively Papercraft, and I've sort of adapted it from her measurements and sort of made my own. So this is like very big. It's this one is a 6 by 8.5. But this one we're going to do today is going to be 5.5 by 8. So this one I've done an Easter theme, and we're going to do an Easter theme again, just different colours and use different products. So let's get into it. For the card base, you're going to want a piece. I said it's a 5.5 by 8.5, actually 5.5 by 8.5 cardstock, and I made the card blank myself. So I cut a piece of 8.5 by 11 and scored it 5.5, and that made my card blank. So for the actual wedges here now, for the two smaller ones, you're going to want 2 pieces of 7.25 by 5 and 3/8, and you're going to want to score at 3/4 inch, 1.5, 2.25, and 4 3/4, and you're going to want to do that on 2 pieces. So again, 3/4, 1.5, 2.25, and 4 3/4. And for the middle, then pop up the panel. Yeah, I think that, yeah, the panel, wedge panel card. So we're gonna score it at 3/4, 1.5, 2.25. Then you're gonna want to flip it over and score again. 3/4, 1.5, and 2.25. That's all our scoring done. Again, I'm doing another Easter card. I'm going to keep it pretty simple with my decoration, only because that's how I sort of did this one. I quite like it. A traditional Easter card. So for the centre panel now, we're going to want to do a mountain. I'm going to put both sides the same. Mountain, valley, and shaped mountain. And do the same on the other side. For the side panel pieces, you're going to go mountain, valley, mountain, and on this side you're going to do a mountain, because that's going to be going up to there. And that one, and this will stick here like that, and that will create a little wedge for your pop-out panel card. Go ahead and do this one quickly. Now you're going to want to add adhesive down the side of these two panel cards on there, and on this one you're going to want to add adhesive there and there. I'm going to use red lining tape. It's up to you if you want to use your glue, double-sided. I just like it a little bit more stick with mine. for these ones, we're going to give that a good finish. We're going to remove our red liner tape. Now I like to hold that down and just fold this down to meet it, to get a nice straight edge, nice press, and there's your wedged panel. Do the same with this one. I like to stick my matte layers down first before I actually put these onto my card base. So for the two side panels, now I'm just going with a matte layer and nothing else on top. So I'm using this gorgeous Secret Garden paper from Craft Consortium. It's from the 12 by 12 paper pack, and I've used this one, and this measures 2 3/8 by 5 1/4. So you're going to want 2 of them, and they're going to go on there. And then for the middle, I'm using a contrasting colour, and I've picked out this purple. This sort of matches the flowers there. This is Hunky Dory's Adorable Scoreable, and this is going to this one measures 2 7/8 by 5 1/4. So let's go ahead and get them stuck down. And that's my panels done, so let's go ahead and get them stuck down. So to stick these two on especially, I'm going to use my floral glue, like all purpose, just to give me a little bit more wiggle room. And the way this card blanket is, I actually get a nice white border around my panels as well. So if you wanted to use a contrasting colour for your card base, you could, because you can really make it pop, but I'm just using my white on white because I want it all to be about my panels. So let's start with this side panel here. And do this side. So I've got my head in the camera then, just wanted to get these equal. And for this one, I'm just going to give it a final burnish. Every single square line, just to give it a little bit more pop. And I'm going to remove my red line tape. And then I'm going to sort of hover this in place because, in fact, I'm going to add a little bit of coral just onto the tape, just so it gives me that wiggle room. Because red liner tape, as you know, is so high tack that once it touches that card, that's it, it's stuck in place. This will just give me a little bit more wiggle room, so I can wiggle it where I want it. Let's give it a clean press. And I've got it where I want it. Perfect. That's lovely already. Now for my sentiments, I have die cut this gorgeous cross. This is an unbranded die I got from Amazon. I might bring it down a bit on this one, only because I've got this lovely On Easter Sunday die that is a moonstone die from a Hunky Dory. I'm not sure whether to place that here on the side of the other one, which I think I will. Same sort of place that I placed it on the other one so I can bring this up. I might keep the cross out this time, I'm not sure. So let's go ahead and get this stuck down. I'm going to use my dotty tape runner from Crafter's Companion, my intricate die. I think we'll get that pretty central. And don't be afraid to press down, because this, the beauty of this springy pop-out panels is it will spring back into place. And with your red high-tack tape, it's not going anywhere. Let's add my Easter Sunday. Now I think I will go this side with it again, or should I go that side? I'll go this side. Press down. Except these springy panels, it's going to come back up. So for something different, as a paper piece, this died back in that time. I think it's just as good, but it's nicer actually, rather than it sort of stand out. I quite like that. So all we need to do to finish now is add some gems. And I've just pulled out these gems from my stash from Craft Consortium. There's a Polar Friends, I think it is, collection. They were part of that. So I use these white ones, and they just match the enamel sort of white with a bit of a sheen, which matches this Century Pearl cardstock I've used for these two from Crafter's Companion. I have so much stuff in so many different brands, I do forget sometimes what I've used. So if I ever make a mistake in my tutorials, you'll always find the links in the description box, so you can use the same products. And there we have it. There's our pop-out springy panel card. This one and this one, and I think I'm going to do a mini series of these, so I might do a 5x7 and a 6x6 next. But if you enjoyed what you saw today, please like and subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you again soon.